in vain. Otherwise, the Outsiders again will long out a BO3 series into the night.
All right, then, it's Inferno, it's Outsiders over on the T side. Complexity, are they going to come into this one rip-roaring? We're about to find out. It's all to play for, a spot in the Spodek. Let's get it on, shall we? Flit and Jame, they've got the util here. Complexity, 3 strong out of the gate over towards B. But wouldn't you know it, these pesky Outsiders, they're looking to go elsewhere, a little further afield as they look to take the apartments here to open up.
They're committed in this setup. Triple B. Other than checking for flanks, JT won't make many moves. That being said, the double pit side setup is good for an apps pop. That's exactly what Outsiders have called. James got the flash in middle. Flit's got the smoke ready to go. Looks like Moto. And Cole, Floppy, needs to be careful that he's not caught looking the wrong way. The flash won't even reach him to go diving through. And he is stuck on that first target. Kick it will get that entry kill. And Halzuk does nothing. So that's a pistol round. However you slice it, Cole are cut out.
Yeah, just an all-in save to open up. That's a bit of a rough one, right? When you play the triple B like that, the round can just be decided in 2 kills, and that's exactly what ends up happening. You needed at least a 1-for-1 out of these site players, and with that not coming down the pipeline, it's a decisive opener here for the Outsiders T side. We had them start strong back on overpass. Complexity was still up to the task of meeting them every step of the way. But a nice start on the T side. It's always appreciated. It's always a feel-good moment. Chiron and Kicker, the ones to do it. Gonna have a chance to run this back now. Complexity, they've been pretty tame with these second round forces, but let's see what the call is. With some armor saved out of the round, it looks like they're gonna go for the force buy.
Yeah, worthwhile with what they got out of the pistol, at least with 3 players surviving. Although I can't believe even in a strong T-side start for Outsiders, right? The fact that they just got away with an 8-round T-half on overpass and still didn't close it. Nothing feels safe. Nothing feels certain anymore in this series. Quite a B setup, but Outsiders are contact the entire way through. Hey, gotta give it to Cole. Those are good grenades considering they had no information on how deep Outsiders had gotten. They're about to lob in a little bit more, but that shouldn't do as much. Outsiders are ready to dump everything into this B bomb site. JT caught in the open, spams the Deagle and even finds Chiron.
That's all the util on his back. He's trying to get it out. The nade will get rid of him, but in his dying breath, he lobbed out a smoke and a nade, stopping this play into the B site. JT might have fallen, but he was quite the hero in those dying moments. Outsiders, they've got a lot of damage dealt to Flit and Kicker. With Chiron dead, that entry responsibility might have to fall down the line here. I'm looking at you, Jame Fame. Grouping at the banana, they're going to try and double dip this util in now. Smokes rain over, but Complexity are poised. 3 strong on this side of the map. This is not a walk in the park. A scout tag out of Halzuk softens up another man. Back of the pack, James sending in the others first. Now looks to overtake him, but he's knocked out of the round. So it's these 2 low HP players with no time left. It's Complexity on the force buy, finding success and even deleting Fame once the timer expires. How's that for economy?
Yeah.
Complexity A great way to find a round. If you were ever going to pick it up with the Force, if you were ever going to do it, you want a kill after time like that. It's going to leave them in such a good spot now.
They even grab AKs out of it as well, so couldn't have gone better for Cole if they tried. Awkward combat save denied. And we saw some shouting from Fang after that one as well, just trying to ruffle Outsider's feathers. See if that has any effect, because I don't know who's going to be shouting back. Maybe it'll have to be Chiron. Oh! Kicker lets his actions speak louder than words. Picking the long player of Halzug. Now there's still 4 rifles here for Cole. So okay, well, nothing is safe, we said. And not even this eco. Grim needs to find a multi-kill. Oh, the Grim Reaper steals their souls. 3 kills as they try to get back into Banana, and there's a smoke in the way. Flick can do nothing about it, Grim. He wants more, and he'll be punished for that play.
Oh my! Fame's P250 strikes, and now it's just JT. This one's getting away from complexity in spite of Grim's heroics. JT moving in. A chance at this 1v1, but Flit deletes him. And it's Flit and Fame. Fame at 1 point of health in at the end. It's crazy. Such slim margins, but the pistols pick it up for the Outsiders.
Oh, that one's got to hurt for Grim, man. 3 kills in a round-saving play, and then he walks the smoke when he knew Flit was there as well.
And the Grim Reaper fetching their souls at the bottom of ramp, like shooting fish in a barrel. But these COD are zombies, man.
Oh, dear.
Force back in. Complexity. They want to fight for this. The Force by wars are afoot. Outsiders grouping for an A hit. And I mean, this is a similar vibe to the pistol, isn't it? 2 kills in the right place can decide the outcome of the round. They want this fight. They want to entice Flit to try take Banana. That flash dismantles the boost, but they might look to throw it back up. It's probably their best option here. Maybe even their only option if they want to hold on to this. Outsiders looking further afield, start to lob this util into top mid. No one going on the back of it though. This is a fake. This isn't the real deal yet. Trying to gauge the reaction, and Complexity aren't giving them a lot to go off. That little bait and switch works wonders. Trade found into the 4v4, and they get the info that it's a B stack, so now they've got to pick up the pace with the A play.
Crossfire from pit to site. Floppy and Fang. They wait patiently. The molly will do nothing, but that flash is beautiful. Fang, he can't do a thing about it. Floppy is going to get dropped on by Fame. And these apps pops already proving to be effective for Outsiders. Breaking open yet another A round. Halzug can't do a thing. And Outsiders get out with 3 rifles as well. A 3-1 lead. To think that Cole stole that Force buy and got kills after time. But they celebrated a little too soon, perhaps. Been there, done that. Outsiders, Deegs, put them back on the right trajectory. And now we have a full Eco 4 complexity.
Yeah, just a bunch of USPs all grouped over towards this B side of the map, and with how Outsiders are playing, they're not going to jump the gun. They're not going to get ahead of themselves here and have a USP round come up against them. They're very thorough. And they'll leave no stone unturned as they spread out, take this map control. They've grabbed ult mid, they've taken Banana. Or it can sometimes fall down for them. That they might not have this lurk player over in the apartments get too involved, look to go out on a journey. Fame might just be holding. They've lobbed in this util, and now here's the swing out of complexity. It's held, it's maintained, Outsiders remain composed. They even look to chase down Grim at the back of the site here. And with 3 players up against him, it's only a matter of time for Grimacy. There's the killing blow. And with that, Outsiders, they complete the Force by Wars. They complete this trilogy as they put up 3 in a row. Now we have that buy coming down the pipeline out of Complexity. It's not going to feature the AWP. That's not an option available to them here. And with how influential Halzerg's being with it, even on this very map, that is an absence that will be felt by the Cole squad.
Ooh, right down Banana. Grim's got that deep smoke, and, well, don't know if he saw Flint there, but looks like it. Little gap on the edge. Flint's dead, and Halzerg follows up in apps, but they've got to escape Boiler, and Chiron will not make it easy for them. He has to make a play in a 3-on-5. He goes through with 2, but the second denied. Halzerg even hangs out for more, and he sets up Floppy for another trade. It's a very loose round after Outsiders lose those first 2 kills. It had to be. James gets that scope off while the nade goes and explodes. So they actually don't know he's here right now. But taking this scoped in peek to pit is not pretty. And is James saving already? He's going to go back, really hoping the kills come to him. And, oh, would you look at the time? It's James time.
You know, so much of this Outsiders game plan, so much of the T-side game plan really does center around these opening fights. And so when you don't find them, you know, the conclusion can be drawn that this is the only play left. So James backs out, gives Complexity a second round.
Kind of crazy to me that he would just full save when, you know, it's a map where you can, I mean, especially in a 1v3 like this, you know one of the sites is weak. You can win it off of 1 kill, getting the bomb down, and then suddenly you're, if anything, can be favored. But James uses the clock and the wallet to his advantage. And Cole were never going to go chasing for that.
Still, it's a good feeling to have repelled this attempt at, you know, a cheekier play. You thought Chiron was going to get away with murder, didn't you? And he nearly does. But Complexity are down to tango. Reinvestment back in from the Outsiders. James taking his AWP over towards middle. Tries his hand at the early fight, but isn't given one from Complexity on the other side. Once again, they've lent into this triple B early, and we've seen that betray them before, so they want to try and do something with this side of the map, with the resources they have here. They look to take this banana control.
Yeah, at least James taking aggressive angles early, right? Even if he just sits on this one, Cole try and get any info in this round towards middle, they will be picked. We obviously know that's not an issue right now, but James wants to try and force the fight. Kicker spots that jump at Banana. An attempt at selling Grim's position. But will he be convinced? There's 3 Molotovs on this T side to try and burn out Grim. Smoke will come down. They flash right through. They're going to check this, you think, but the first player doesn't. And Grim gets away with 1 kicker. The Banana double up is nice, and Fang fires through the smoke. 3-on-2. The bomb's down there as well. This has come crumbling down. Halzerg sleeping at the wheel. Will get picked by Fame. Got a dink off at least. And so 1-1 splits mean Outsiders will give this a go. Grouping up and trying to find Floppy back in pit.
Oh, dude, it's this uncomfortably slow pace. It makes you doubt everything if you're Complexity. Floppy down in the pit is solely responsible for the outcome of this round. 1 kill in the right place could win it. And there's one. Why not make it the double? Floppy uproots the attempt at that 2-on-3. Snuffed out. Easier said than done. A lot on his shoulders there, but He makes it look easy. That's a third for the Complexity squad. And on the back of it, they've thrown the Outsiders' money into a very weird spot here. This skirmish for Banana, one that Complexity are able to win out thanks to Fang. And then the flop in the pit with the close. Timeout called. Dastan wants a word. Gonna try and imbue a bit of knowledge onto the Outsiders for how he sees them getting out of this spot. We've got a hero gun for Chiron in this round. So how do they want to use him?
Cole been taking a lot of banana control early, so not going to be easy for Outsiders to mess with that out of the gate. Kicker had a very nice double up there. He is often left on his lonesome to work banana and gun rounds while Outsiders take brackets. Just this one gun given to Flit. But at least some Kevlar behind it means if he does find some skulls, he can arm his team. Pre-smoking halfway up B. Not only putting out a molly, but making Cole doubt banana take, so they won't push all the way down this time. They double nade logs. Meanwhile, G2 looking ready to go through straight above Na'Vi in a 2-0 fashion to those semis.
Yeah, a lot of people looking at G2 as favorites to take Katowice. And while this would put them one step closer to that hurdle that they couldn't get past last year as well. And with no phase here, maybe it's wide open. They've now done it. Elation for G2 and G2 fans, but we're still waiting on the result of our own here. Flash into Banana's nice. Grim and JT with a killer piece. Chiron moving in with that hero rifle. He can't stand the test of time. Grim bests him. And now has this smoke to play around as well. The flash to try and set him up for this fight, but they're not out of the woods yet. Closing the distance. Fame now deleted. And James walked the smoke.
Cheeky.
Wrapping around, they don't know he's here. They've got no idea. They turn around, they spot him, but Fang on the receiving end of that P250. He won't take it any further as Grim locks down the B site. It's off limits. A big 4K from this man. 13 and 4, topping the charts for Complexity. And locking out that hero rifle round. This is the Grim that Complexity need if they want to long out another map versus the Outsiders.
Yeah, he's such an important piece of their Inferno, especially. I remember back in the play-ins that Inferno decider against Ent, he was just unbeatable. 28 and 10, was taking so many fights down Banana, was, as he has been in this game, even with smoke pushes, taking the bottom of B in gun rounds, staying there, and still getting out with multi-kills. Such a problem for Ent, and he really has been for every series here in Katowice. Inferno often featured. 13 and 4. No slow starts for Grim today after that was the case on Overpass, even though he had a miraculous recovery with some huge T-side rounds. He's coming kicking to map 3 of this series. Mid-take. Flit's left alone back at B to hold for a flank, and you have to be careful with what we've already seen come through. Cole have made a read. They've moved a 4th player over, but Fang is still conceding archway. It's going to get smoked anyway. That does mean Cole are in a bit of a worry. Halzerk and Floppy, only 2 inside of the site. Fang's going to walk it. That's so ballsy. And he gets away with a kill to Chiron. Halzerk's barrel might give him away, but Floppy just swings. And everyone else mops up the kills. It's Fang instead who finds 2. And Flip may know where he got up to, but 15 seconds. This one's past it. He's going to go try and fight in middle, but a 4th player on long that he never knew about. And he may never find. This is one hell of a combat save for Flit. Already seen kills after time, but I think he'll just survive this one. 5 rounds and 5 alive for Cole.
Dude, this is, you know, it's a real stylistic clash. It is what, you know, really whoever faces Outsiders. But, man, I got to say, you know, Complexity, they've done such a good job. I think Outsiders are great at playing a bit of a mental game, right? They kind of get you doubting all the moves you make. They kind of force you to subscribe to the way they play. And Complexity have taken to it like a duck to water. They're pulling in these aggro moves, but it's later. It's later in the round. It's once Outsiders have revealed their hand. You know, once they've played their cards, that's when Complexity are moving here. Walking smokes, finding timings, and even taking the real estate that Outsiders give them early. This is a very convincing look from Complexity versus a team that can often embarrass squads. It's just not happening. The confidence, it's all coursing through Complexity's veins right now.
Yeah, and these 2-man A-holds are doing it right now. It's not coming back to A, though. This double banana setup with Grim looking into the wall. JT will fall first, but he's going to take Flit with him at least. He might want to swing before a volley could potentially come in. There isn't one available, but now they definitely won't check for Grim. 2 more. Oh, Fang helps out with a double instead. And Chiron comes through, but no way back into that round for the young'un. Good setup down bottom B. What a ballsy play to make. They don't jump the gun on the flank when it looks like Outsiders are splitting that A site. And Grim and Fang combine for all the glory in Banana after JT sets up his stars. James T-side AWP again. Had it earlier, saved it. Took some aggressive angles, didn't find any fights. Might have to force them. Gonna hold for the mid-cross right now, but Halzak's not been on this AWP so far. Fine and dandy with rifles. Ooh, beating the util here is Flit in logs, and they've used their HEs already, so if we have a re-aggro down Banana, Flit's in prime position, and they really should have no clue. As far as they're concerned, they've cleared this. He's even hearing the jumps. Talk of jumps, he tells James, and he almost finds the pick. Gotta have JT set coffins, can flash Grim back in. Through a smoke as well.
I love that from Complexity. They flash back into car, and usually you want to try and use that info for something, right? You want to try and hold on to the position once you've gone back in and cleared it, but they don't. They know that's what Outsiders want. They want you taking this map control, and then they're going to use it against you later. This is such a good adaptation. Complexity refuse to play into Outsiders' hands. They keep this triple lean over towards A, and with a flash to set Fang up, he will come up short. Kicker delivering. Halzak left in this one all alone down in the pit, but that's the bomb dropped, and with so little time left, Halzak, has he given them a chance? They're going to go grab it. They flushed him out of the pit right away, but the bomb!
What?
The bomb's ended up on the roof! No! If only Kicker was a little taller! If only they realized a little sooner! The Norwegians just stole it away around in the wildest of ways! And he's really trying to let them know about it.
Oh, that's a tilter. That is a full tilter. What an unbelievable bomb drop as James. He was jumping, I think. He got killed jumping around the corner. That's why it goes flying. He got picked from pit. And the bomb on the roof, Harry, with no time. I have never seen anything like it. That is the stuff of nightmares.
Mate, this is I've never seen a squad be able to kind of dismantle the way Outsiders play and use it against them. But this is another round lost to time. It's another round where they just don't have the time to make it work. You know, if there was still 30 seconds left on the clock there, you just boost up, you just get it, you just grab the bomb.
That's so
but they don't have that time.
That's so reminiscent of the round back on Overpass where Halzak was in heaven and James was behind Pillar, and it was a 3-on-1, and he had to cross to plant, and he ran out of time. He realized he just had to go. He couldn't wait for his teammates. There was no heaven smoke. Halzak hits one shot. They run out of time and they can't plant. But that one's even more painful. And Complexity to make sure to rub it in
And what do you do when the whole brand you built for yourself, when the way you've played Counter-Strike forever, and you've always had full faith in your leader, the obscure way the outsiders play, not one that gets put through the ringer, put through its paces like this. How do you adapt? How do you change? Because Complexity are keeping it varied every damn round. Well, okay, there you go. Well, that's
it shows where Color out, that they're going for that play. They get a pick and they flash through the banana smoke. Yeah, James hits it with the orb, blinded, but still, Cole. There's been a shift mentally. They can feel it. They know it's within reach. Floppy setting up his teammate on balcony. He can afford to die here. He'll drop off instead. That's really going to sell the back position as they chase him down. They don't even know that Fang is here as well. Floppy takes all the glory. 3 kills and another bomb drop. Hey, James, tick-tock.
And man, like, you know, you're hitting this point where, yes, Complexity aren't even letting him save anymore.
There's something in the water, Harry.
This is a dismantling. This is a whole fresh perspective. James has never had to think like this. He's never had to feel like this.
I just think that bomb drop round, the way that goes down, I think that kills even the most mentally sound team. Sure, there's recovery. Sure, Outsiders are a comeback team, but Complexity, they feel like they can do no wrong.
I mean, dude, you know, you're done. Oh, look at this!
No.
Look at this! Salt in the wound. They're pushing down mid. They're really wanting to drive this one home.
Welcome to North America.
Lays waste to this partial buy. Kicker fighting, but can't hold on. And James in the clutch. No saving in this round. Complexity have got the bomb. They're all in at Banana. And with the smoke in his face, it will give him the room to arm himself.
Is he going to go around the world? That's quite a play. He's going all the way around the world. This is a ballsy one for James. At least all the util will have been wasted, right? They still have this molly, but the smokes will be gone. But they are already on the angle with the orb. James, dodge this.
Oh, Halzerg nails him, and he's been getting his number time and time again. And I feel a pressure for James that I haven't felt in a long time. When you're watching him save, when you're watching him in those like possible 1v2s that he elects to save in, normally you have like this unshakable trust. You know, the vision, his eye for the game, and the way that he thinks and the way that he calls and the way that he plays, that eventually it's all going to pay off. But that is not the case right now. His teammates are sitting there after falling in the round, watching him save in 1v3s. So finally he cooks up an opener. Something to earn the respect back, something to inspire the troops, and they look all the better for it. Flit extends this lead even further.
Looks like he's just taken off the shackles there. Sent Flit out on a merry run, alone up B. Takes a wide fight in middle himself. Hits a collat. Tags Halzerg. I like that energy for James. We need more of it in these last 2 rounds because Complexity are making a gamble. A triple B with nothing to lose. You kill these 2 top car players, you go right into Halzerg. I mean, they have money no matter what happens. So this gamble is not economical. This gamble is just in belief, in full faith that Outsiders will come your way, but that faith may be misplaced. Fang waiting. Flit looks ready to clear it, and the flick will do so. JT swings for the trade, and James caught throwing nades, nets 2 kills, but still Complexity are going to go for this. It may be an A attack with JT finding a double kill. But they have nothing to lose in trying.
Yeah, you're dead on. And, you know, that's where Complexity and Outsiders differ. They look at their money, they go, mate, we're buying whatever. It doesn't matter. So let's give this a go.
Nades.
Let's really full send this. A 2v5 into the 2v3 retake attempt. Up through the short side. JT flashed in. One more man.
No way.
Back turn. They line up for Chiron. And he will keep this in check. The youngster delivers. The Outsiders owing everything for that round there.
Oh, he had to do it as well, and he was full flashed when they came up pit side. My God, they were believing in that.
The fact that even gets so close, man, like that's a fundamental difference between these teams. Outsiders, if they have money to buy, if they're in that spot, they're saving every day of the week. But Complexity, there's something in the water tonight. They've got confidence coursing through their veins. They pull this back from a 2v5 to a 2v1 that Chiron had to clutch out.
Oh, kicker back to Banana. Oh, the smoke. Oh, he threw it too far. It didn't bounce. It didn't bloom. Luckily, the molly doesn't spread. Kicker will keep logs. JT's had quite a recovery as well. He's been absolutely A-OK taking these first fights down Banana when he's not flashing his team in for them. Instead, he is 5-1 as the in-game leader on opening kills. Often, JT is 1-5 because he's happy going in, being that entry man, and getting traded. But he is the one causing commotion right now. Retake at top B. Smoke, flash, Grim gonna go for it. They're blinded, and he's got both kills on a plate, but Kicker just shoots. He takes that trade. JT just gonna go for it. Nothing behind it, and he sees them leave as well. Now they know this A attack's inevitable. And Hauser goes back to a safer position as a result. Last round of the half, Outsiders trying to play it tricky still. JT tries to make this read. He saw them leave, and they know that just as much. They will re-attack Banana. It's going to have to be a retake.
There's a bit of pace on this take. Over towards B. Outsiders. Oh, they've pulled the brakes. They slow it down. Kohler re-aggroing over towards A. They've spotted this util, but JT feeds the beast. Jame finds him. A man down, Fang with the spray. That's the bomb dropped again. 15 seconds, it's in the fire. They've got to go back and get it. They cannot lose another round to time. Plant found, but in an even odds bout now. Complexity, they went for the retake in the 2v5. They're going to give it a go every step of the way in the 3v3 to close out the half. Halzerg with this flash, they're waiting. They're waiting, it better be a good one. Jame nails the shot and Fame follows up. Halzerg left alive in the 1v3 to see this one through. Jame walks it over the line for a 9-6 half. Outsiders, they just get 2 on the board right at the end to somewhat recover this, but is that gonna be enough? Complexity spearhead the charge at the end of this first half. They take 8 rounds consecutively before Outsiders are able to find results. We have 4 spy wars to open up. It looked like it was going to be back and forth, but it was anything of the sort. Complexity now move on to the T side versus a wounded-looking Outsiders. A very different vibe on this third map to how this series started. And now Outsiders are the ones having to dig deep and come back.
Wow, they've done that before at least, but it does feel like Cole truly know what they're up against. They did what felt impossible on a T side of Overpass. And they break James' system apart. But can he piece it back together again is the question. Started 4B. And still might be 4B. Chiron cheats back. He hits them in Banana. And it's going to be a full exec. Cole throws smokes. They throw mollies. They throw flashes. But they need to throw hands as they come into this site. Chiron through the smoke with the Julies dies. And JT gets that kill. But they still haven't cleared a man off the boost as Fame peppers away. Jame rather falls off. Flit. Oh, they clear him from atop the box. And there's no bomb plant yet, but there's no hurry. Smokes will fade soon and Kickett's here. But Cole wait for kills. And Outsiders, this is unlike them to jump the gun.
Oh, Jame gets involved. That one's for free. The 3v2 gets away from Complexity, and Jame taking scalps. Now Kickett's arrived on the scene.
Wow.
Floppy can't do it. It looked like Complexity were going to break apart the B stack. A 4-man hold, but Outsiders will see it through to the end.
I've seen Outsiders in so many positions like that where because the bomb isn't planted, they just won't face. They won't do anything. They'll wait till a player has their hands down on the bomb, and then they'll go for the fight together. Instead, they're just taking dry peeks, and they win it out. It's exactly what Complexity were ready and waiting for, but it still surprises them. Big pistol out of Outsiders will close the gap very quickly, but Cole, who have elected to eco after losing their pistols in this series, finally throw in a force. They won it in the first half when they did the same. Even though that ended with a little streak of rounds for Outsiders off of their own deagles. Cole now need to do just as much.
And I gotta say, man, it's scary because, you know, with how this game's been, with how Inferno is as a map, they know that if they get these kills in the right place convincingly enough, they've got the round. So they try to all-in B. They try to run it down into this side of the map where Kicker puts on a bit of a show, but only for a moment. 2 in the round, and he's out of it. Plant now found. This time Complexity have got that bomb to play with. Nades far too late. Up through Banana. Fame is late to this retake. It's 2 through the ruins. Chiron, gotta find this opening. Gotta find this opener. Pressured, and they run at him. Jame will get the trade. An 8th round found as they stave off that 4 spy from the Complexity ranks.
Oh, but do you buy again is the question. And JT's got to come up with the answer, right? 3 kills, a bomb plant. Could be a few AKs and Galils. It could be tempting. Certainly, it'll be better than the last round buy, and look what they did with it. Important kills for Jame right now in these retaking rounds and back-to-back. Making sure they don't quite slip through Outsiders' fingers. I think more eyeballs on him than ever. They will buy. Outsiders getting ahead of it with a timeout. Probably expecting this exact move as well, because look at what they've got behind it. 3 AKs, 2 Galils, and barely any util. It's going to be another NA round. Full focus, full fight. I just think about that streak on the CT side after they got in Outsiders' heads with the bomb on the porch and the screaming. They just started running such aggressive rounds. Got to pull back to that now. No other choice with a buy like this.
This is a Complexity that's confident. That's what this buy screams. They really want to try and flex and take this early control. Kicker up and over and into the waiting Grim. The spam connects. Jame with the response. Too strong still for the outsiders over at B. Complexity hit the go button on the A play, but time's running out. Outsiders are pulling resources over. Everyone is up and left B at this point, and they're here ready to clamp down on the A play. JT's deeper than they're ready for. Both players are. They don't realize that they got so deep up long. And so Chiron's caught looking the wrong way. Down in the pit, Fame's trying to stay alive. Time can matter so much here. Jame on this rotate in, doesn't need to face. JT looking both ways, nails that shot to Fame. And now has one man at 1 HP left to beat. Up through the short side, Jame on the angle already, gets the better of him. The IGLs clash. And it's 1 point of health the difference, 1 HP as to why outsiders win that round.
Even though that round was all just aim power, right, and a great timing for Complexity, for Jame's brain power, what a rotate round. He drops that long smoke to freak JT out, who's in grave and knows he can get traded at any second, and then goes wide on cart. That's such a sick play for Jame. Such a risky play to give up control of the bomb, but he believes in it. And now outsiders are getting in just as well. Another force for Cole, not even off of a bomb plant. They don't have nades. Again, Grim thrown into the firing line. He was good last round for that opener, but outsiders aren't giving him any opportunity. Back in the bomb site, and they've even won that opener. Flip v Grim has been the highlight head-to-head of this series. Both with incredible resurgences on Overpass. But Cole, this is the awkward spot to be in, where you feel like you have no way back into this round with 1 smoke, 1 flash, with no control, with a crossfire from pit to site. Flip might give it up. He thinks they're not up in time. Floppy gets that entry, and now Cole just go.
Yeah, double pit setup though. Chiron from this position won that 1v2 that kick-started the resurgence for the outsiders. In it again, and a chance to disrupt the round. Complexity have to plant safe. This plant is not for anything. They're trapped, they're boxed in at the site, but they're winning the gunfights. They've still got Fame to deal with. He's been here since the start of the round, trying to play his hand now. He's ready for the short fight, but Halzerk clotheslines him, and Jame is left saving. Complexity, they throw in 3 force buys in a row. And it's on lucky number 3 that they break through. They break through the ranks of the outsiders, and they tee themselves up, not just to take this lead, but to build upon it. It's where they can go from here that's important.
It's such a risky move to go for that for Complexity. I think back to that IHC Cloud9 game, and the exact same decision for Cloud9 on the T side, buying 4 or 5 rounds in a row at the start of the half on Inferno. That's what dug them such a grave, and then they went and lost that map 16-14. It's those decisions that, while they don't feel massive in the moment, eventually can compound, and it's all you're thinking about by the time you get to the end of the map. But Cole, they make do with it, and they make it worthwhile. Taking the lead back on the T side, calling a timeout, making sure now that they actually have the utility to play with, they can call something a little deeper. Jame, only option was to save there. And now only option in the round is him. Yet again, AWP surrounded by pistols. Cole had no business making this a 3-map affair after the first half of Overpass, after falling in overtime, a clean overtime for outsiders on Anubis. Now they are moments away.
Outsiders have put money into this. They forced up around James AWP. Not the most par for the course move from them. Is that a sign of confidence? Or is that a sign of desperation? This makes this round even sweeter. This makes this decision to have forced in all these opening rounds so much sweeter for Complexity if they win this one. Chiron's up close. It's a double bulk setup. He taps out the first man, goes back in for more. Doesn't know when to quit, but Kicker will rain down death with some support from Flit in the sight. This crossfire is too much.
And Molly won't do anything. They've got a smoke down there. You're not going to make outsiders comfortable. The Orb's even gone back to B just in case Cole try and get cheeky. It seems like that's exactly what they want to do. 50 seconds, Grim clears the bottom of B, but this round will live and die on his fight to James. He'll choose not to take it. Alzok's called, he's got long. That's opened up a big path to wrap CT if they want to get weird. And outsiders don't budge. They don't have the range to do so. Smoke at least allows them to move and try and retrieve some of these guns. And Cole are going to try and fight them for this. 20 seconds. They need 3 kills. Flick with his back turn is the first to fall.
Yeah, bomb's been dropped to Halzerk. He's going to get that planted. They've at least got the plant here. There's still this double pit setup. Grim's about to uncover it. Oh, wasn't ready for the second man. He drops into the 5-7. A missed shot. James' bullet sails past, and Halzerk's been given a chance. A 1v2 that should never happen. James dead, and Halzerk converts it. He stands tall. He's the kryptonite of the outsiders. Such a huge win, and he's getting loud.
They're all getting loud. That's been the difference. No one's been screaming. It's been stoic. It's been silent all series. Ever since that bomb drop fiasco, Complexity have been screaming the roof down. And compare Halzerk there to Anubis, where he was frustrated. He was punching his desk, yelling out of anger, and now he's closing clutches against the clutch team themselves of the outsiders. You can see what it means to them. Complexity had no business winning that round into a 5-man A stack. A 2-on-4. And again, it leaves a mark in the mental for the outsiders. So many rounds robbed in this series.
And with how heavily weighted that round was, this is where Complexity can put a bit of distance between them and the outsiders.
I mean, James, notorious for keeping all his money to himself, has just bought a rifle in an eco round and given it to Kicker. He's told his oldest teammate of over 5 years that he has to perform, and Kicker will answer the call. First kill for that gun. Cole will make sure it is irretrievable. So Kicker, the job has just begun.
It is a wild sign of the times to see James dropping a gun over. This from the guy who used to have a player in his team whose job was to drop him AWPs. It's a sign of the times. And with Complexity setting their sights on A, this one should be as good as done. James in no position to hold on to this site, and JT is going to let him know that. With James dead, outsiders fully leaning over towards B, this one should be set in stone.
What's insane about this, if Cole actually go and do it, is one of the storylines that we were talking about at Rio, the irony of how outsiders lose your Kinder, the biggest piece, seemingly, of that puzzle, the biggest firepower player undeniably, and then they go on to win the major. Meanwhile, he gets stopped in the Legends stage. He doesn't even go through to the playoffs. Now it's the flip side. Liquid have already made it. They took down FaZe earlier, the Titans. And James may not join them. 4 rounds away. Fame going manual Doja mode. Going to try and get Dinks off right at the end of this round, but they should be gun out and they should be ready. Good flash. He'll kill JT. That was worth it. Nothing to lose in that engagement, but Cole still run through with 3 alive with their AWP and with a 4-round difference between them and the playoffs of Katowice.
There might be something special in the air tonight. NA looking to win big. After Anubis got away from Complexity, you did not fancy their chances. That's what makes this all the more impressive. That's what makes this all the more important. They've demanded our attention here.
Ooh.
Kicker, good for the opener again. Wins that fight out over at Banana. And there's no way to trade that for Complexity.
Yeah, Outsiders been running really passive B setups in these previous few. A lot of that supplemented by Kicker's opening kills. But now again, the right read, the right stack. They've had so many correct calls, even if they haven't necessarily won them rounds on CT side. From the A stack with 5, now still strong 3 at B. And Complexity don't have enough depth of util to doubt this one. They've got to commit. One flash, one smoke. Flip makes it a 5v3. But Fang comes through, and he delivers a double. They won't be ready for Chiron. This kid's never here. He's the A anchor, and he surprises them. Hauser caught. They've got to run him down. But Chiron suffocates them in the site, and Outsiders put up a round out of nowhere.
Not the first and not the last time Chiron's had to do that. They've relied on his multi-kills in this series. They've relied on the latest edition, the youngster of this team, delivering in these incredibly high-pressure moments. But he's up to the task.
That's going to calm Complexity down for a moment.
I mean, up until now, there's been this inescapable feeling that Outsiders have just been treading water. But it's with that from Chiron that they've now got a chance to try and rebuild, to try and make something of this after all and not go out with a whimper here. A hero gun for Grim is all Complexity have to go against it. Last time he was given the hero gun. Last time he was given a hero AK. He got 4 kills to win the round for Complexity. We're going to need that one. Grim again.
Yeah. Instant long smoke out of alt mid. Means Colt are not waiting around. Immediately they deny the info, and Outsiders have to respect it. They don't have an AWP in position. James has to go all the way around, and again they make this gamble. How many times have they done this? Outsiders, 5 players on the right side. JT just flashes B, but he's not going there. That might make Outsiders doubt it a little bit. You can see them shuffling back, but still, it doesn't matter unless Grim gets these entries. If he dies without multiple kills, this round is lost. And this flash to B, while it's drawn Outsiders back, Cole will still go for it late.
I've got to draw your attention to a very uncharacteristic move there. James, who normally loves his reads, normally trusts his gut, went aggro. He peeked into mid, and he got the info that that no one had taken that top mid control away. He's now sent himself back over towards the B site, getting here just in the nick of time, right as Cole are about to move in. Leg connects, killing blow dealt from that AWP finally. Grim mowed down, but the Glocks respond. James left to get past. It's another leg out of this AWP, but he will deliver, buying time for those rotates to come through.
For such a passive player, it's always nice to see James after he gets a leg. He will re-peek you with a pistol every single time. He will never relent when he knows you're on 20 health. Uncharacteristic considering his typical demeanor on CT sides. But right now, he is taking matters into his own hands. From that forced M4 into Kicker, to take banana fights, to these gamble stacks off of feeling and nothing more. Outsiders have woken up at the right time and on the right side of bed. Cole will not get in their head. James again, back to bracket. And Cole need to push him back even further. They managed to do so, but he still hangs around. This guy doesn't believe it. They finally reset to watch apartments from the long side. That's where Floppy is. The rest of Cole taking mid. Grim holding a flank that won't come through. Could Cole go back in this round to a late B hit?
Molly coming out lets them know they've displaced this long player. with their util. And it's merely the illusion that they could be taking the space that they're looking for right now. James opens the round up. They forced him to do a bit of soul searching, a bit of a look in the mirror. But he's built back into this one. He's become that threatening figure that this AWP represents. And with Chiron alongside him, good for these multi-kills every step of the way, it feels like. This A-hold has come together for the outsiders. They've just got Floppy and Halzerk left to beat. They've struggled in moments like this in rounds gone by, but this is not one of those rounds, not one of these chances. They collapse upon Halzerk and they lock him out of it. We're into a tie game now. Outsiders doing what they do best, building late back into this series.
Yeah, never giving up, never surrendering, no matter what's against them, no matter how many tilt rounds they've lost. And dude, again, Chiron, this guy is such a rock in this series and has been throughout every single one of Katowice. For a rookie coming into a very high-profile, high-pressure team where the captain demands so much, and he has been so solid as an anchor player, so good at multi-kills, and that one has to feel especially great after the last time Cole wrapped him on long side. James let them through with a bad timing, and he got shot in the back. But he just hasn't looked flustered at all. He hasn't looked panicked. And for clearly an emotional player, a guy who's always shouting, who might be even the new heart of the team, that is inspiring. Floppy gets legged, James gets smoked, and Cole send it round A.
Yeah, trying to pick up the pace here, but into this crossfire between the pit and the site, they get lit up.
Are they running out of steam, Harry?
Speed was not the answer there. Outsiders are a brick wall, and Complexity run into it.
5 players alive that round, 4 the round prior, 3 the last 2. Outsiders are making money, and you don't want these guys to have a bank account and start feeling like they can go for rounds they typically save in, because they've saved their series, now up by 1. James even taking wide faces in middle. Cole will flash them off, they garner a bit of respect, but that molly tames them. And if they want to go back to B, which is clearly the intention of the round, Outsiders are stacked there to the 9s.
Flash through, Grim opens, Kicker could get caught on an island here. Just dodges death. But with all these extra resources over towards B, it's given Fang a bit more room. He needs this, and he will hold on. He will course correct. Kicker goes back in at the top of Banana and does not live to tell the tale. Chiron has been the multi-kill hero, the guy, but this round, it will sail past him. James is too far removed, and so Complexity respond. Grim, the man to do it, self-flashed through Banana, opens up the round, and they don't take their foot off the gas.
And that's after a 4-round streak for Outsiders where everything felt like it was coming up again. Where finally, Complexity's aggressive T side was neutered. Finally, a quick B pop, and Kickit even getting away with nothing for a change. He's been so good for these opening kills. 5 and 2 in this map already, and most coming down Banana on that CT side.
This really is the ultimate test. For Outsiders, you know, it's the test of the resilience, the faith in James and his system, because it looked shook. It looked like they were shaken up earlier on in this map.
And how often do you see that?
He's rebuilt. He's built back into this one, and so is the faith around the cooling. So is the faith around the way he envisions the game. For Complexity, it's an Outsiders that rebuilt themselves midway through a map and is offering up resistance every step of the way. They're being required to dig deep all over again.
Yeah, and Halzerk's just been leaning away from the T-Orb all half as well, but he's had a very quiet map. Sure pulled out that big clutch, but even so, not a time he can afford to go quiet when the AWPer on the other side is garnering as much respect as he is. Cole again blanketed by fire in the banana. And Outsiders have more mollies dropped back in spawn. I like this round, though. This is just going to be a standard BXX for Cole. They're not going to get too weird with it. Fang has his lurk timings on A, can try and cut down Chiron on rotate, who hasn't budged a moment. Ooh, that smoke calls it off, though. Smoke and molly. The 1-2 punch, but that wasn't the full commit for Cole. They've still got a second execute in their pocket. This has to be it, though. This has to nail it, and there's no excuses. 2 smokes. Fang's got one of them on A. It's really just going to be down to that CT throw, and Flit's not boosted. He will be cut out.
Re-smoke in. They've got to come through it. JT falls. Chiron knocks him out. The CT smoke does not provide. And JT throws his life down to try and tee up Complexity. He sacrificed himself, but it might be in vain. Jame holds the line. Crossfire between the pit and the site, but Jame is bested. Floppy with a turnaround, deals with the short play, but here's Flit and Fame closing the net. A fast rotation. They nail Complexity. No time to set up, no time to get comfortable in the post plant. Outsiders, that might be the straw that breaks the camel's back. On to 14 now.
I love they throw themselves through the smoke as well. If James alive, you know he's not allowing for that, but Flit goes right through with the help of Fame, who's got so much of the enemy team's attention on him inside of the pit. That was a 3-on-5 attempt at a comeback into a favored position, and Outsiders end it in a second. And there the frustration shows through again. More so for Halzerk than anyone. And Outsiders look like they couldn't care less. They are so calm. They have been in these positions so many times. And they know they barely need to dig deep.
Coming into this second half, you know, we were crediting Complexity with how lost they made Outsiders look when they embarked on that 8-round streak on their CT side. But here, they're learning that a lot of teams have taken Outsiders the distance. Very few teams have been able to beat them. And that's what makes this team so scary for Complexity. That lead that they once had is gone. Any feeling that this could be comfortable has been removed.
We thought for a moment this could have been the first time in 5 years we've had two North American teams in the Spodek. It might be denied another time, and while Liquid have made it, Cole are not comfortable. Very passive A setup for Outsiders. Again, Jame Orbs on the long side. They've managed to, again, smoke him off. But he won't budge. He stays on it. He knows eventually this is what they want, and he's not wrong. JT coming up on the long side. Jame, convinced by this, hits his opener yet again, takes matters into his own hands, and Cole are going into the belly of the beast.
Yeah, into this triple stack, into this pit crossfire that's torn rounds away from them before. Now maybe the nature of the round changes. Maybe the nature of the game changes. If Grim can find this kill. That smoke narrowly misses him. Flash goes in. Oh, but Flit nails the shot, and they never learned about Kicker down in the pool. Halzerk deleted, and Floppy cannot play into this round. The next 20 seconds are spent with that realization that Outsiders are the one on match and series point. Outsiders are the ones just 5 kills away from heading to the Spodek.
3rd year in a row as well for playoffs for this team. Of course, one of them was online back in 2021, but they made it to quarterfinals last year as well. Yes, they fell apart once we got to that point, but again, this is a different Outsiders. This is a different squad. This is more firepower. These are younger players, and they are so hungry right now.
This is where all the what ifs, ands, ors, or maybes are coursing through your brain if you're Complexity. As we look on, you're left wondering, what if JT didn't tag Jame down to 1 HP to open up this second half? What if Anubis had started just a little better. There's no time to think about that. Outsiders are here to play.
No team has the resilience like this roster, and considering how many different players have run through the ringer in this org, it's all the more impressive. Under the pressure, James makes his team diamonds again, and Grim has to get the hammer out. Back through the molly at top B, back to an execute. And I think that's all it will be for Complexity. 5 players all together, grouped up. The North American Brotherhood. But Outsiders here to break hearts, and they've made the read once again. James running round.
Util goes in, that first pump, just to try and gauge the reaction, gauge the numbers here, get Util out of the Outsiders.
Oh, they doubt it.
They start to shuffle this up, but Complexity are going. They just flash through. It's a borderline contact play.
Oh, no.
Still, Flit and Kicker deliver. The bomb gets dropped, cut loose in no man's land, and Flit's fighting every step of the way. 2 more kills for the Outsiders. It's all they need to lock in a place in the spot deck to crush the dreams of North America. Halzerg trying to hold on, trying to fight back, but it's all in vain. Outsiders have stolen this one away from Complexity. Nearly the full 30 rounds needed, and they walk it over the line. Cool, calm, and composed every step of the way.
3 years in a row, they will not give up. They will not go down. And Complexity, they felt they had it with that 8-round streak in the palm of their hand, but that has to hurt more than any loss you could imagine. Outsiders, another